Look, I'm Tacho. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Okay, we are back. Taking a look at the end of another 8th raid season, and this is how we ended up, or at least this is how I ended up faring. So, rank 641, which is very abysmal. It's because I have virtually no merges for Astra Season. So, final score of 21,210, and we took a minus 70 on defense, so we basically only had one loss. Well, we had two. We just recently got one less than an hour ago. So that's a minus 0, though, because we had the lift loss control up, and then we had the full minus 70 over here, which is very good. We can go ahead and show off some of the weaknesses of the defense that we're going to showcase today. So this is the defense. It's basically the same defense I showed off last time, except we got this new toy to add to the collection here, who replaced the Emblem Erica for me. Now, Emblem Erica was very good on this defense and was working out pretty fine. There was one little weakness, though, which was that you could set up ice tiles if you had Ice Lock, and you would be able to wall out my Rhea and Erica from being able to reach your units. Well, that's not going to work anymore, because Camilla just gives the middle finger to Ice Lock and basically all other terrain. So if you're running like Legend or Mythic Lumera and she sets up her stone tiles, well, guess what? No more stone tiles for you, pretty much. So, yeah, the control of terrain with this unit is ridiculous, and one of the reasons why she is as dominating of a unit as she is, I mean, her combat, of course, is very threatening, too. She's able to just completely trample on basically all of the best near-save armors right now, but it's the utility of the warping, the terrain control, and the pass all rolled into one, which I think is what puts this unit over the top. And this guy has become basically a must in order to counter Camilla. Why is that? It's because he's going to set up the stone tiles at the start of the turn, and then Camilla is going to overwrite the stone tiles with haze tiles, but because they proc at the exact same moment, they're just going to cancel each other out. So what you want to do is have your attuned Hector on the defense in a spot where the stone tiles are going to just erase all of the dangerous zones where Camilla would be able to warp in. So if you see here where I have Hector, actually, why don't we just quickly show it, right? Like, I have one of my defenses has Camilla that we can show. I hit the wrong button there. I hit friend mock battle. I meant to hit test defense. Okay, so we got one with Camilla. We'll go ahead and show what I'm trying to say here. All right, really quickly, we're just going to swap Camilla in front of Hector. So what's going to happen here is Hector is going to put up the stone tiles, and then Camilla's going to erase them. And no tiles are going to actually spawn, because both of these units would spawn their tiles in the same radius. So Camilla is not going to be able to warp if there's no tiles set up, no terrain like haze tiles or flame tiles or whatever. So that's very important. You don't want this unit being able to warp in very easily, because if she does, your near save is going to get completely trampled on. So you don't want that. You want to make sure you're limiting her as much as possible. So all of the spaces in front of my units, like all of the places where Camilla would be able to melee attack from, are all covered by Hector's stone tile support. So very important that you have that now. Now, another thing is that Hector himself, he's still usable for sure as a far save armor. It's just that, or if you want to go for near save, I guess you could go for that too. It's just that these two in particular, Needhogger and Rhea, are just better at fulfilling either of the save roles. So it makes more sense to run him as strictly a supporter. I gave him Breath of Life 4 here so that he can support even farther beyond, just doing like stone tiles and whatever. And then we have Needhogger and Rhea as the primary save units. King Freyr, he's basically mandatory if you don't want to get wrecked by undefended. And then Athos just gives us access to a free unit, so that's why he's here. And the free unit we're getting is the Emblem Lynn. She's going to spawn in right over here, and then she completely covers the entire bottom of these three spots right here. Basically, these three lanes are totally covered by Lynn spawning in there. It's a little unsafe having her spawn there, though. I would, like, preferably you would want her somewhere there or somewhere a little safer, maybe even there. However, I do want my catapult to be there because lane 4 is... Lane 3 and 4 are the most common spots for the catapult, so I would like the catapult to be in one of those spaces. And then I don't want my duo's hindrance to be exposed, so I'd rather have Lynn just spawn in one tile closer than having the duo's hindrance be in threat range. So that's pretty much all there is to say. We can go ahead and take a look at some defense replays now. And they also went ahead and gave out all these 35-year anniversary of Fire Emblem, like, decorations that you can put in your Aether Keep. These are really good. I like them, actually, but I don't like the little cutout behind them. I think it would have been really cool if it was just the sprites. Like, these are all the Awakening sprites, if I'm not mistaken. The ones from, like, the 8-bit sprites that you would see in Awakening when your characters were on the map. Had they just did that, like, had it just be the sprite of the character and have it, like, do the little wiggle animation while they're waiting to take an action, I think that would have been way cooler than what they did here. Like, they made the statues look kind of like amiibos a little bit, which is a little weird. I don't know, or maybe not amiibos, but, like, they have the little plastic cutout behind them. I just wish they didn't have that, because it takes away from the sprite, but whatever. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at some defenses now. We'll start all the way at the bottom, and we'll work our way up. So, our first one, we got 2 KOs here. Okay, also, I changed around the traps a little bit during the season just to be a little bit more unpredictable. Okay, so we have here a Summer Ephraim. Pretty built up, too. He's got Attack and Defense Excel, and then he's got Attack Wave N. Right, he's getting a lot of support there. We have also Emblem Sigurd. We have Nubaba. We got Ectordeer, and then we have Legendary Sakura and Ashura. Legendary Sakura is ridiculous. Dude, she just completely destroys every defense. You can't do anything to counterplay her in Aether Raid's defense, pretty much. Like, your best chance is Mythic Loki, I guess. Try to line up with the enemy and take off their salvage, but as you can see here, we're not running Loki. I don't know if Loki is good enough to warrant running in Anima Season. Like, for example, King Freyr is good enough you can run him in Dark Season. I don't know if the Mythic Loki is good enough that I'd want to run her in Anima Season, but she would be one of the only ways you would be able to counter Sakura with her nonsense of salvage, and then you would still have to have Kanto control on the team, which, as of right now, that's a little bit too much of an ask, considering all of my spots are occupied by basically armored and mythic heroes here, and then we have our one offense unit who's a flyer. Okay, we got Emblem Erica this time. Very good unit still. We got... Oh, wow. This guy's got a lot of merges, does he? +1 on Edelgard, +1 on Erica. I don't know. For some reason, I thought he was going to have, like, +10s. Okay, then we have Legendary Sakura. We got Ectordeer. What is this? New Year or Mythic? Mythic Needhogger. And then we have the Plumeria there. Okay. Yeah, a unit that people are mad at me about for underselling, supposedly. I don't know. I just find her very unnecessary. Okay, smites onto the gravity trap. He gets his sabotage off there with Needhogger. All right, he has to do a lot of support here, apparently. And then all that for nothing, because he still was unable to kill Rhea. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, sometimes Edelgard just has no means of bypassing Rhea. And then other times, she's just able to do it. So, I don't really know what to make of this matchup. It's like sometimes Edelgard wins, sometimes Rhea wins, and it's not always clear why. So, yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of support. Plumeria is giving exposure support on weapon, not like as a status debuff, like just as a drive. Needhogger did sabotage. Ectordeer's giving her, like, bonus doubler 4 or whatever it is. Sakura gave salvage. Erica gave empathy as well. Like, there's a lot of support going on with this Edelgard. And she still could not beat Rhea, so... Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Let me know how you guys' matchups have been going with Edelgard versus Rhea. Okay, here's another one. Alright, this time we have Yunaka. Yunaka's a pretty solid player phaser because she can just bypass traps. We also got Plumeria there. We got Regan. Very built-up Regan there. Check this out. Flared Sparrow and Assassin Strike. Alright, then we got Ectordeer with Beast Threaten. Okay. Wait, maybe he defaulted with that and I'm not remembering. He might have came with that by default, actually. Alright, then we have Valentine Edelgard again, and then Naga. Too bad Naga's effective against Dragon doesn't work on Rhea. I guess Rhea doesn't... I don't know if it's Rhea. I think it's actually Sothis who doesn't count as a dragon. Because she doesn't have an actual dragon transformation. While Rhea actually does. So, like, is Sothis even a dragon? Like, I don't know. That's never really been explained, has it? Because she's called the Fallen Star, and then her special is called Sirius. So, it makes me think Sothis is an alien. She's from Area 51. Nah, she's from, like, outer space or whatever. And she crash-landed on Earth, and then I guess she had Rhea, and Rhea was a dragon or whatever. I don't know. That's just my own headcanon. I don't know how much of that is actually true or not, but yeah, it does seem pretty strange, doesn't it? Okay, so he got us to break formation there because he took out my Lyn and then was able to kind of slide around my units. Alright, so Smites in Edelgard. Looks like she was unable to beat Rhea, even after his Bolt Tower, too. That's crazy. Yeah, so Rhea was very low on health there. She had 18 HP. And even after all that, Edelgard still was unable to do anything. It's mainly because of all the healing we get from Divine Nectar and Dosage, and also Breath of Life. So yeah, even though we're on low HP, it's not like we're really low on HP. Okay, and then we just have Warping on her because I gave her a Celica Ring. Not really getting much value out of Camilla in this one because she's not able to really abuse the Rally Trap. But it doesn't matter. Alright, we get the dub there. Alright, here's another one. Oh, okay, check this out. He's got the Hresvelgr from New Year. Very good player phase unit. Although, the baby Camilla is just this unit times 10. So, yeah, I guess she was cool for a little bit. Alright, then we also have the Mythic Needhogger. We have Ratatoskr. We have Atun Micaiah. We've got the Bunny Veil, who is pretty interesting. And then we also have the Edelgard here, the Brave one. Yeah, I thought as much. This one is a form of soul from that time that she was available in Hall of Forms, and everyone was all helter-skelter to get her with Shield Fighter. Come to find out, Shield Fighter is just, like, obsolete by this point. But we didn't know that at the time, right? Oh, you know what's going to happen here. Check this out. Okay, so Ratatoskr put up her Vine tiles, and then Camilla is just going to overwrite them with the Haze tiles now. So, yeah, the terrain control is so nuts with this Camilla. So, Ratatoskr and also Lumera, both of them are offense mythic heroes that set up tiles, but Camilla just says no to all of that. Alright, so here is his Shield Fighter. Edelgard just getting ripped in half. So much for that Formasoul. And then Rhea comes in with the Celica Ring, and we get a KO there. Alright, looks like he's going to give up. I would have at least liked to see Hresvelgr try to attack Rhea there just to see. But, alright, he just gave up right on the spot. Okay, where were we? We were over here. Okay, so we finally made it up to the first of 2 losses. So check this out, man. You guys always question me when I come into the comment section and I'm like, oh, my defenses are always so easy. You guys are like just making a mountain out of a molehill. It's so easy to beat my defenses, and this is exactly why, man. Okay, so we have Mythic Needhogger. We have Emblem Sigurd. Legendary Sakura. We have also Camilla there, the baby one. And we have Brave Felix, and then we have Naga. So, he's going to player phase us pretty clearly. We do have at least one thing on our side. We have the Catapult lined up with his safety fence. So, he's going to have to do something about that. Alright, Felix gets a lot of actions, so he's able to do it, and then just warps right back to Sakura. Yeah, that is one way to use the extra actions of Felix, right? He can be a very good structure breaker if you need him to be. Alright, and then we have no means of stopping Camilla of getting to us if he's going to go ahead and do all of that. And then, yeah, now he's free to get some KOs with Felix even. And then Sakura just, with her salvage, is just such a monstrosity, man. Yeah, what are we supposed to do about this kind of thing, right? Like, this type of offense is why defense is in shambles, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. This is the exact same way I play my offenses. I do the same thing, too. Just run Legendary Sakura supporting either Emblemerica or Valentine Edelgard or Baby Camilla and just hit and run like a maniac with Sakura. Yeah, salvage was a big mistake, honestly. Like, I feel like that status effect was just completely unnecessary. Took us back to the Dark Ages when Yuri was the best SD unit. We really did not want to go back there. But Insys was like, yeah, we're going back there. Alright, we're already basically done here. He's just going to break the pots. He's got Felix ready to do that. And then, of course, Camilla is going to have no trouble at all beating Needhogger. Okay, I guess he's going to take his time, though, for some reason. Wait, was Camilla really unable to beat Needhogger there? There's no way. There's no way. What is he waiting on? Just put me out of my misery already. Okay, there we go. Surprising Sigurd was the one to do it, but okay. Alright, here is the next replay. Let's take a look. Ooh, okay, so we have here the Attuned Alm. Unfortunately, not running a Sacred Seal, though, but, I mean, otherwise looks pretty solid. We got base kit there. We got the Lin ring, which is definitely the best ring to give him. Also, we have Attuned Azura. We have Emblem Sigurd, Emblem Erica, Mythic Regan, and then Mythic Naga. What does this guy have against Sacred Seals? Like, only 2 of his units have them? Why? Like, did he just forget to put them on or something? Your guess is as good as mine. But, yeah, this new Alm, the Attuned one, he's a pretty interesting unit because he, of course, is able to nullify Pavis and Aegis effects just like the legendary Ira is. So, just... They waited for everyone to summon for copies of Shield Fighter before they just went ahead and went back on that. So, right now, I feel like Twin Near Save and Twin Far Save are the way to go because they let you proc the defensive specials twice. And those, at least, are still going to work on units like Alm and Ira that nullify defense specials. So, I would say Twin Near Save and Twin Far Save are better. But you will notice we're running higher ground and lower ground just for the warp bubble in here. It wouldn't be a bad idea, actually, because I don't really need 2 copies of warp bubble. Because, like, Needhogger already has the effect where she can proc her defense special twice with Sturdy Beast or Armored Blaze or whatever. That's built into her weapon. So I could probably just take off lower ground on her or higher ground on her and give her... Or no, not do that. I would take it off of Rhea, right? Because Rhea doesn't have the ability to proc her defensive special twice. So I would give her Twin Near Save and take out lower ground. And I would keep higher ground on Needhogger so we still have Warp Bubble. That's probably the thing to do, right? Because, like, we don't need 2 copies of Warp Bubble on the team, I don't think. So I'll probably try to do that. If I get some copies of Twin Near Save, I'll probably go ahead and do that. Alright, so he's waiting here. He's taking his time. But time is going to run out because this is basically his last turn. And now that Lin has come in, like, he has nowhere to hide. Because Camilla's covering basically all of this. And then Lin is covering basically all of this. So, yeah, you have to act at some point. You can't just sit at the bottom and wait for eternity before something happens. Alright, we got another one here from Shinshiro. Okay. Oh, slot 1 safety fence. You don't see that too often. You could definitely do it. It's just that it's a little awkward because it doesn't protect enough squares, I feel like. Okay, we have Emblem Sigurd. We got another one of these Attuned Alms here. Alright, then we have Mythic Needhogger. We got, Duo Shirena. Still a pretty solid Gale Forcer, but she doesn't really have the firepower to take out the near saves right now. So if you're going to run her, you want to run a near save breaker like Emblem Erica or the baby Camilla to take out the near save, and then Shirena can start sweeping up with all her actions. All right, then we also have Ectordeer and then Triandra. Okay. So, yeah, I guess he already made a boo-boo there. He put Sigurd in harm's way. He probably didn't check my rings to see who had the Celica ring. Yeah, because Sigurd was otherwise going to get hit there. I guess he's still getting hit because he forgot that Camilla can just warp in completely unmitigated there. Yeah, that's an RIP. I feel like he just misplayed there. Because this Alm, I feel like he would not be the worst against Needhogger, but then again, we do have the Erica ring, so we probably kill him if he tries to initiate, but I don't know. I would have still liked to see what would have happened there. Yeah, but he goofed up a little. All right, here's the next... Oh, unable to replay? you know what that means. That means he saw the defense and he just dipped. And so did this guy, apparently. Why do people do that? You just see the defense and you just leave. You don't even try. I mean, even when I know I have 0 chance of winning, I still try. I mean, sometimes you might be able to figure something out on the fly. Even if you don't see a way to win right away, you may figure it out later. So there's no reason not to at least try. All right, here is the last one. This one's another loss, so we'll get to see... I guess Sakura in action once again. All right, we have also the Desert Marissa, very good unit. Supporting Edelgard. Yeah, Edelgard with Brave attacking is one of the surefire ways to beat Rhea. All right, then we also have Plumeria, Legendary Sakura, and then Ashura and Naga there. All right, so let's see it. Actually, I'm going to turn the animations on for this last one, because I want to see Edelgard going at Rhea here. Oh, wait a second. He doesn't have Ice Lock on Sakura? That's interesting. We're going for Nudge here? Huh. Okay. Alright, sure. Yeah, I guess it does work in here, because really the only thing he wants to do is just smite his units onto the traps so he doesn't have to worry about them. I went for the Hex Trap this time around. Usually I have the Bolt Trap there, but... because Camilla is so much of a problem, I thought it better to have the Hex Trap where Camilla wouldn't be able to just get smited onto there right now because she's not a bonus hero. So she wouldn't be getting the extra HP, and we really need an upgrade to the Hex Trap, basically. Having it only be, what is it, 65 HP as it is right now, that's not good enough. We need that shit to be at least like 75, 80 HP, man. Otherwise, it's completely useless. All right, Rhea doing absolutely nothing there to Edelgard. We were able to live through that round of combat, though. Oh, check this out. This guy, he actually has... Hold on. He has fortifications on his Edelgard. That's a good idea. Yeah, because then he can just steal the terrains back after his first round of combat, and it gives her a better chance of surviving into that next round of combat, because it's giving her the flat 10 DR and the defense and res. That's a pretty good idea, actually. I didn't think about that. Giving her fortifications. Yeah, not too shabby there, guy. Pretty good technique there. All right, then he breaks my catapult. I guess the catapult was lined up with his fence. I should probably put the catapult in a safer spot then, right? Like, maybe swap Athos and the catapult spot so it's just harder to get to. Because if people can't break the catapult, we already saw that would have been detrimental to... both of the people that were able to beat us here. That might be the play, actually. Just save the catapult in the safest possible spot and just let Athos get shredded. Alright, we could probably turn the animations off at this point. We don't need to see Edelgard just teabag all over us anymore. Alright, yeah, we'll go ahead and turn it off, and then we'll just watch the rest of this one, and then we will call it a day here. Alright, there goes Baby Milla. Alright, next up is Haythrun there. Actually living the first hit because I've got Pavis on her. And then Athos gets bodied, and... oh, I guess that's it. I guess he's not going to get the pots here. Interesting. Well, maybe it's his last fight he didn't need to get the pots, but even when I don't need to get the pots, I still get them. Just out of habit, and not just out of habit, but for practice, right? Just to make sure I'm always ready to get the pots when I need to. But yeah, I guess he didn't care. He just wanted to end the fight. So yeah, there you guys go. That is the showcase of the defense. Like I said, I'm probably going to just go ahead and do that next season. Although that does put Athos in a harm spot because he's not going to be far saved by Needhogger if I do that. But... dude, the catapult would have saved us in both of the fights we just lost there if I had it in a better spot. So, I don't know. Maybe that is the move. Who knows? But anyways, that's pretty much all for this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Let me know how you guys have been faring on your defenses with this unit being a thing. I've seen so many people running like multiple copies of her on defense. Like they'll run 2 of her in slot 2 and slot 5 to cover the entire bottom row. And then they'll run like the catapult somewhere. And then they'll run Duma to have the maximum chance of breaking the fence. So lots and lots of strategies, actually. I had one too. I had this desert map here where the idea was that Erica could cover all 3 of these rows, and then Camilla could cover all 3 of these rows. So we hit the entire bottom. This is a 6-lane defense. The problem is it's not strong enough defensively. Like, I'm unable to get near save to protect Camilla, which is very unfortunate, but I tried this out a little bit, and it wasn't really up to par with my standards for defense, so I just went back to old reliable there. But yeah, there is actually quite a lot of variation in defense at the moment, because there's a couple of things you can go for, but at the end of the day, though, I still think this is probably the safest and surefire way to build a defense here, with double saves, and then King Freyr and Haethrun there. You got, of course, Hector, and then one offensive unit. It doesn't really matter who it is, but for right now, I guess Camilla is the flavor of the month. But last month, it was Erica, so yeah, lots and lots of developments, but I don't know. We'll see where things go from here. So this is your boy Tacho signing out. Take care, fellas, and I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.